one of the craziest that I saw that you guys did, and like we really wanted to like tap into your mind with this, is like the collaboration with Dana White.
Yeah.
Like first we saw you had him on the podcast, which was a massive W.
Thank you.
Then we saw you guys made like the cocktails for him.
Yeah.
Dude, so like what was that like? They hit you up and they flew you out to what, Vegas?
So we were doing like celebrity liquor reviews back in the day, and we had a bottle of Howlerhead. We had no clue, like we didn't know him personally.
Right.
We're like, hey, Dana White's Howlerhead banana bourbon should be pretty good. Tasted it, gave a good review. They must have saw the video and they repurposed the content onto their page. Damn. And like if anybody else did that, I'd be like, yo, you can't just steal my content and post it, you know what I mean? But it was them, and I'm like, this is awesome. Reached out and was like, hey, this is a long shot, but we're big fans. We'd love to make Dana a drink. And his right-hand man, 𝐿 reached out to us and was like, hey, he's a big fan as well. All these different ideas. And a lot of the time, these conversations, how they'll go is like everybody's throwing ideas out, and you have all these different ideas on like the whiteboard, and then nothing fucking happens. So I felt it going there, and I'm like, you know what? This is great. Let's start with this. Like, let's start with just us making a drink for Dana. How does that work? And they're like, we'll fly you out. We'll set you up. We went, had a whole tour of his Apex studio. Did a whole tour of his bar. His office was incredible. Did the video with him there. We went to the UFC the night after, which was fucking insane.
What card was that at that point?
Oh man, it was in Vegas. I forget what card. Oh man.
I mean, regardless, it
was in the twos though. Like it wasn't even in the 300s yet. It was a while ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So we were like on the floor. It was incredible. And then we just stayed in touch with him.
Yeah.
Again, long shot. I was like, hey, you want to get on the podcast? He's like, yeah, for sure. Got on the podcast because we had like exchange numbers at that point. And
Dude,
it was sick.
So you made the drinks first with him, like that segment, and because I remember watching the actual podcast episode. Was that like it's still in Vegas when you guys were like sitting down with you and your father and Dana White?
That was at Prudential Center.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
so
that's right.
So then it was almost like a year later.
Because that was a slapping event, right? Wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
So they came to Newark for I forget which UFC, but they had the slap event like the weekend before or whatever. And so I knew either they were in town, and I'm like, hey, we want to get him on. We want to do all this with him. Again, same thing. And it was crazy because we had this like makeshift fucking setup in like this random room.
I saw it,
Lighting sucked. I look at that video and I fucking cringe. I hate it. But we had like an hour with him, and then he's like a little bit late because he has the weigh-ins.
Yep.
And so I'm like, hey, thanks so much. I know we'll be conscious of your time. He's like, dude, it's my fucking show. It's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm like, that's awesome. So we got like we got a good conversation out of him.
Right.
Again, just such a salt of the earth dude. Like one of the most humble guys I've ever met. It's like if you handed one of us $500 million, like how we'd be.
Oh, yeah.
Just like really chill. He's very gracious, so like when he's talking about these things, he's not bragging.
100%.
But he's also not hiding it from you, which is really cool. So he's one of the coolest dudes I've met.
Dude, that is so
like,
interesting.
We talk about like dream
crazy,
guests and like how you're only a couple handshakes away from, whether it's your idol or just someone you look up to. And when I saw that, I was like, dude, John Ronnie's fucking killing it. Like,
thank you.
I'm not even kidding, because like when we look at your stuff, like you've done some crazy collabs, whether it's with Dylan Danis, whether it's with like Dana White, and you have just a massive roster. And I was telling him, I was like, bro, like we gotta just fucking reach out, because like we know a guy, and you could jump in on this, but he cold DM a guy that is like best friends with like Neymar and like LeBron. And we're like, bro, stay in touch with that dude. Because you never know.
You never know. I mean, listen, you're starting it in your parents' living room. Like, who knows in a year from now where you're going to be. And this makes the story, And you get one guest that could change the whole trajectory. But it's just like we talked about before. It's just staying consistent. Like, post and keep your head down and never look back and never over-obsess about the views. And like, that shit will all come. It's just like, I'd rather see you get a consistent amount of views every week versus one blow-up video and then tank down every other episode.
Yeah, you're right.